Guys, so long time no talk. I think it's been a couple days. But I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. And as it's the beginning of the year, I'm gonna start a series that I'm calling Letter to Me that will kind of go over some of the things I wish I knew when I was, 16, 17. What is that song? If I could write a letter to me and go back in time to myself at 17. I don't know how that goes. I'm not a singer either. If you know what that song is, you now know another fact about Mindy. You know the kind of music I like. Um, but I really wanted to talk about the pressures we put ourselves under when we are young and in middle school, even high school, to do certain things, to be a certain way. And I know for me, I was the person that would, stress about like grades and all kinds of crap that now when about 10 years later, yes, grades are important, but having a social life and not breaking down every day is also important. And, spending time with your family is important. And all of those things that we think are so bothersome, at that age of like, I can do everything, I don't need my family, and I don't need their crap and blah blah blah. 'Cause I've been there. My family life when I was 16, 17, I hated it. And just know you're not alone, and I sympathize with you. Like, some of that is really hard, but believe me, 10 years out, like, I'm not going to say things will get better because there's a chance they may not. But I now wish, now that I'm 26, I wish that I, had that childhood back where, all I had to worry about was, doing my homework and, you know, kind of maybe dealing with some parental issues and whatever, because now, I guess it's always like the grass is always greener, but I think many people are in a hurry to grow up and have a job and an apartment and a boyfriend and because that's what we are raised to believe is right and what we should be doing. And I feel like sometimes people rush into it, whereas now I have a job and an apartment, and I'm not going to talk about my relationship status on the internet. But all of those things, doing like, not having your parents to necessarily fall back on, having to figure out like things on your own, getting yourself into like adult situations. I would say if you can, unless I guess you really want to, if you can, like, stay a kid, I guess is what I'm saying. Stay a kid, stay a teen, stay in your parents' house as long as they'll let you, because believe me, it's expensive, and a lot of people just seem to make it look easy, but like, things cost money. You have to remember to buy things like toothpaste or cotton swabs, or another big one is the cotton rounds. All those things that your mom used to buy for you, you can't, like, you're doing that now. I don't know how many times I've forgotten Mr. Clean, right? And then cooking and all of those other things. So eventually, when you move out, you think, yeah, I'll have all this time for friends and for, hanging out and just being young and stupid. And yeah, maybe you will. But I know for me, I have enough time to go to work so I can pay the bills. I have enough time to go home and make dinner, and then on the weekends I do grocery shopping. I don't really have much of a social life. Now that's just me, and that could also be part of my my situation as well, and just who I choose to be. But what I'm saying, I've gone off on a tangent, is really enjoy the time you have as a teen or a preteen, and don't try to, or don't stress about those things that you think. And I know they seem really, really, really important at those times in life. I've been there. I've, cried over guys and, worried about, like, what people are going to think of me. But take it from somebody who, has now had all those experiences plus some, that, like, who your boyfriend is, or even what your GPA was in high school, it doesn't really matter in the real world. Like, it matters to get yourself into, say, university or college or some kind of post-secondary education if you want to do that. But even then, people are not going to ask you, first thing they meet you, they're not going to ask you, oh, what was your GPA? And if they do that, they're just stupid, and they're not the type of people you want to be friends with. But what I'm saying is, try not to sweat the small stuff. And I know it's cliche and people say it all the time, but they say it because it is really true that, like, people, yeah, we worry about the finer details when all of those finer details will work themselves out. You will meet somebody at the right time for you. You will graduate with a good GPA. Is it something that you need to stress over and make sure that you get an A on every single test? No, there's probably one or two tests in there that you can, get lower grades on. What I'm saying is, the world is not going to come to an end. And the world is not going to come to an end if you want to be at home instead of hanging out with friends for 1 or 2 nights. The world is not going to come to an end if you, for whatever reason, can't afford the newest, coolest things. The world is not going to come to an end if you are you and are trying not to be what the cool kids say is cool. So, letter to 17-year-old Mindy would say, probably a sentence, and that sentence would probably be keep calm, carry on. Did you get that reference? And just enjoy the time that you have right here, right now, because you don't know how long you're going to have that for. And believe me, it goes quick. So really, really, from the bottom of my heart to all the rest of you guys, it will be okay. Whatever you're going through, you will get through in time and with effort and experience, and hopefully a support system of friends, family, teachers, co-workers. You will get there. So enjoy the journey. Anyway, that's the video for today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.